Hello, you're listening to Lists and Other Things That No One Asked For with Jesse Barbin, your weekly mini podcast where stuff usually takes the form of a list about pop culture, music, growing up, so I hope you like it. Man, I really love fall. It's a shame that they always ruin it with an election. This year's election seems especially unpleasant. Fall should be about pumpkin spice, Halloween, and wearing warm sweaters. Another good thing about fall is that sometimes there are new TV shows. I have small children, so I don't go out much because I'm always stuck inside because they always need things or are asleep. I don't go out much, so I end up watching a fair amount of TV, much more than I ever did before. Here are some of the new shows I'm enjoying, as well as some returning shows that I'm prepared to enjoy again. And with any time I'm saying things I like, there's this caveat. I never claim to have good taste. So, none of this is like prestige television. Returning. I've always loved Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. So far, this fourth season feels a little bit uneven. It's extremely convoluted, overly convenient, and if I'm honest, it's a little too pleased with itself. Also, I really hated that they brought back Paul Rudd as an Irish stuntman. Come on. But I'm committed to seeing it through to the end, so I'm enjoying this one. Next is Rings of Power on Amazon. This is a divisive lightning rod of a show. I think it has plenty of flaws, I will admit that. Overall, it also suffers from the problem of all prequels, which is you know exactly where it's going to end up. It's just slowly plotting towards the inevitable corruption of all the rings and Sauron's takeover. I watch it mostly because it looks cool, and what else do I really have going on? Next is Abbott Elementary on Hulu, which returns October 9th. I worry that this is when Abbott jumps the shark, but we'll see. Next is Animal Control on Hulu. It's been renewed for season 3, but I don't know when it's coming out. Hopefully it comes out this year. Then the next one is Will Trent on Hulu. It's been renewed for season 3. It usually is out in the fall. I hope it comes out soon. Next is the new shows out there. Crimes of the Paranormal on Hulu is a standout for me this fall. I binged all 8 episodes in 2 days, just tore through them. Usually, a crime will appear paranormal on the surface, but when examined more closely, there's a very real reason for why it's going on. For instance, there's one where a white guy killed a Navajo woman, and his defense attorney tried to blame it on the skinwalkers by totally messing up all the native mythology around skinwalkers, and the white guy got acquitted. Racism is a trip, man. Next is High Potential on Hulu. There's a lot of Hulu shows. I don't have a lot of subscriptions. But anyway, High Potential on Hulu was surprisingly good. I have never been able to bring myself to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, only because the people who demand that you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are always the broiest bros you ever saw. However, Caitlin Olsen is really good in this, and it seems like it's got its own thing, and I have really liked the first 2 episodes. The detective she's paired with is not a good actor, and he needs to raise his game. I'm also glad to see Taron Killam pop up wherever he decides to pop up. I have high hopes for this one. I'm giving it a long leash, and I'll keep watching it. Next is, have you seen Murders in a Small Town on Hulu? I've only seen the first 2 episodes, and I honestly did not like the plot, or the characters, or the actors portraying them. The romantic leads are the least interesting part of this whole show, which is going to be a problem because I think they're supposed to have that be almost as important as the mysteries. We'll see if they can pull it off. The only good actors so far were Farmer Hoggett from Babe and the Chief from Battlestar Galactica, and no one else is matching their energy. The leads aren't even coming close. The main reason to watch this show is the scenery. It's beautiful. I think it's shot in British Columbia. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. You know I love Canada. I'm going to give it a chance, mostly for the scenery. We'll see how it turns out. Not returning, but returning in my heart. Over the past several years, a new season of Letterkenny on Hulu would come out around Christmas time, but that beauty of a show ended last year, and now I just feel a bit sad. I'm gonna miss you, Letterkenny. And yes, of course, I know that there's Shoresy, and it'll come out, but it comes out at different times. It doesn't come out when Letterkenny used to come out. And all this being said, it hasn't even touched on all the K-dramas I've been watching with my wife. That is probably a whole post by itself. Note, I had previously been trying to put these out once per week on Mondays, like some kind of nerd, and that seems like it's maybe overkill, so I will keep doing these when I have something cool to write about, but I ain't gonna force it. I'm also trying to retool and see what works best and what people actually want. I know people aren't necessarily salivating for this content. I just wanted to be transparent about the schedule change and being flaky. I hate it when someone just lets their thing just die off and doesn't say anything about it. Thank you for listening. This has been Lists and Other Things That No One Asked For by Jesse Barbin. If you want to hang out with me, I'm at Jesse Barbin on all the things. Hope you have a good week. Did I pick it up?